Today we're reacting to the most insane Marvel Rival videos. Let's get straight into it.
Blade's first look was just revealed in Marvel Rivals. Within the Empire Night Central Park trailer, we have a look at all the new places within the Central Park map, and this map looks absolutely amazing. I definitely can't wait to be playing on this conversion map. Super cool, lots of POIs to look at. However, at the end of the trailer, after the title card happens, we see this guy, and that is Blade. As you can see here, he's looking super cool. He's got the Blade colors. He's looking really angry. There's lots of detail in his model, so we know the devs have been working on him. And this model here also matches up with the leaked one we got a while ago. And essentially what's happened to Blade is that he has been captured by Dracula, and at the end of season 1 he's going to be let free, so he's going to be added in season 2. And what is his abilities going to be? Well, his primary attack is going to allow him to use a hunting shotgun and his katanas. His passive is going to allow him to see enemies through walls like Punisher. And for his ultimate, it's going to transform him into demon mode. Are you excited for Blade to be added in season 2? Blade's first look was just...
Yeah, Blade's gonna be a problem. I can't wait.
So this is actually insane. That is Blade. Oh yeah, he's going to be the next hero in the game, almost certainly. Because I think what's going to happen here is once Dracula is defeated, Blade is going to be released from this prison, and then he'll be playable. And we expect him to be a duelist character as well, which comes as no surprise. But this is insane. So if you look at this, it's like it's not really a secret area, but it's like a prison. Inside the Central Park map. Now, if you look at the top of the screen, I'm actually on point 2. So when you're on attack and you capture the second point, when you get eliminated, you'll actually respawn in this prison. And you can see Blade is kind of trapped by these, I don't know, this demonic Dracula rune magic, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, insane. But I guess what's going to happen here is as soon as Dracula is defeated, probably at the end of the season, because Dracula is at the end of this map as well, and you basically defeat him by completing the map. I'd assume Blade breaks out. Maybe Blade kills Dracula, I don't know. But Blade's going to definitely break out as soon as Dracula has been defeated, and then most likely become the new hero. I mean, you can see how far along his model is as well. Like, look at the detail on this. It's actually insane. Like, it's insane. And I really, really, really love this kind of environmental storytelling. Obviously, Overwatch did a bit of this in the past, but never to this extent. This is really cool. I really, really like this. Let me know what you think about this, guys, in the comments below. But yeah, we're going to move on to some other topics right now. But I just wanted to show you guys this. I think it's actually, it's awesome. I love this kind of stuff. Inside Squirrel Girl's treehouse for the attacker's first spawn, there's also another Blade tease. You can see him there with his samurai sword. He looks, well, actually, that's not a samurai sword, is it? That's like some massive sword. He looks insane. But yeah, cool little teaser on this little board game. So this is actually insane. That is Blade.
That is a cool little teaser. I never noticed that. I haven't even been able to see this in game. I don't know if I haven't played the map yet, but yeah, super excited for Blade. A duelist too. Woo-hoo-hoo. I can't wait to see his skins.
You are using the Human Torch wrong, and here is how you can actually make the most of Human Torch's kit. So as we all know, Human Torch is a flyer, but a lot of people use that incorrectly with their left clicks, and obviously, as you can see, there's not a lot of damage output, which is honestly where you're kind of using him wrong. Human Torch's left clicks are only really good at close range, and even then it's not on a consistent basis, making him kind of inconsistent. One of the best ways to utilize Human Torch's kit is to use his dive ability, which is throwing down your right clicks, and obviously, as you can see, it does a lot of burn damage. But what people did not realize is that if you throw down his right click and then press F and dive bomb, it does burst damage off of impact, which can honestly make him a very, very strong dive character because people are just not going to expect you to get exploded at that caliber. Let me show you an example on how much damage this can do. That's half the tank's health. Doing that combo on a tank and using that onto a group of people literally is going to absolutely melt them. And if you use that to your advantage, you're going to melt people at a consistent basis. And it also works with his ultimate too. If you throw down your right click, it turns into tornadoes and does more damage. But if you're going at crowds and you use the F and combo it, it's just insane damage output. And that's probably how you're going to get the best output out of Human Torch.
Huge shout out to Warden now for that information. If you're using Human Torch, try to dive a little bit more because of that burst damage.
Thing came out 2 minutes ago, and to make sure you're not a part of the 99% of people who are going to be playing him horribly tonight, I'm going to break down his entire kit and explain how you're going to use him to dominate your ranked games. First things first, let's talk about your primary fire. Unlike Hulk, you actually punch twice per activation. As you can see, I left click once, I punch twice. Pretty simple stuff, but the damage actually is not bad. Naturally, these melees are going to go through shields, making him a pretty good counter to double shield. Now for his first ability, his right click, this is a charged punch, but it does not get charged if you hold right click longer. As you can see, whether I tap right click or hold it, it charges for the same amount of time and punches. Something pretty cool is it can actually go through multiple targets and hit from range. As you can see, I'm going to right click this spot and it will hit the bot next to it. They are both hit by this. The range is pretty substantial on this. Now for your shift, this is a charge ability that does a few things. As you can see, it launches enemies up that I run through, and when I finish it, it creates a radius, and enemies within this radius cannot use movement abilities similar to Namor. So if you catch anybody in this, they cannot easily jump out of it using any kind of movement tech. And now for the last and final core ability, you have your E. This allows you to leap to an ally and apply damage reduction to both you and them. As you can see, I jump. This bot is now taking a considerable amount less damage from this AI. I also get the effect on me as well. This is a great brawl mechanic. Now for your ultimate, upon pressing Q, you slam the ground and you create a field in front of you that launches forward and propels all enemies in the range up. This is what it looks like in an open area. And this is how it looks on actual enemies. They take pretty substantial damage and go super high into the air, making them an easy target for any DPS or anybody that can do damage to follow up. Now that you understand his abilities, let's talk about playstyle. He is a slightly less mobile Hulk as far as I am concerned. The optimal play is to initiate a dive with him, jump onto whatever target is diving first, give both of you the buff, and then start doing damage. I think that right now the best way to use the shift is to get out. You start doing damage in the fight, you jump, turn around, and then shift away. Obviously, things are going to change as the game goes on a bit. This could be used to enter, but with it being on an 8-second cooldown and it being your only form of mobility, aside from jumping out onto an ally, it's a great way to use it. An alternate way to initiate is, of course, to dive onto an ally first, do your brawl, get your damage reduction, and then jump out. It looks like this. I jump onto my ally, I get my reduced damage, my E's on a 3-second cooldown. The moment I'm starting to get a little bit low, I am now jumping back out, taking damage reduction, and getting healed. Now, in case you didn't know, the thing cannot be moved. He is an immovable object, meaning that Wolverine cannot take you out of the fight. You cannot be booped. Magic cannot uppercut you. You cannot be displaced. As you can see, I'm inside of him. I press my shift. What happens? We go nowhere. I knock him down. I get the increased damage, but this guy is not moving. Now let's talk about techie combos. As far as a cool E combo goes, you can charge or right click while in the air. I press E on my ally, press right click, and upon landing, my punch is ready to go. And as far as a one-shot combo goes, this is what I have so far. As far as I can tell, this does the absolute most amount of burst damage quickly. It's going to be a left click, shift, shift to cancel the shift while getting the damage, and then right click. It looks like this. Left click, shift, shift, right click. That's the most amount of burst damage I could possibly get going. One more time at speed, left click, shift, shift, right click. Left click, shift, shift, right click. So that wraps it up for the thing. As always, if you got some value out of this, go ahead and drop me a follow and keep an eye out because I am going to be dropping the Human Torch video very soon. But I'm curious what you guys think about the thing. Is it
Huge shout out to TTVNS Gao for that incredible information in the combo for its clobbering time.
They changed his meditate ability. Instead of granting 50 health, it grants 150 health, but 1 second after its use, it has a decay of 25 health per second. His punches did get nerfed, so he does less damage, but it charges his block faster. But he did get a buff, and now he's a bit of a tank buster, because his damage is 1.7% of the target's maximum health. Next is Moon Knight, and they reduced the hand of Khonshu Talon's falling speed. They removed the 75 damage that happened in the center of the ult, but increased the damage of each hit from 75 to 150. Scarlet Witch now gets an extra 100 health when she uses her ult, and if you interrupt her, it stays at 50%. Spider-Man's web clusters now only take 2.5 seconds instead of 3 seconds to charge. Hela got a buff. Her main attack at 30 meters will be changed from 70 to 80%, so she'll do more damage. Iron Man's Unibeam damage was increased from 120 to 140 damage a second, and his Armor Overdrive Unibeam is increased from 180 to 190 per second. Magic does a little less damage now. Her Demon does 72 damage per second, down from 80. However, her ult takes less energy to charge, 3,700 down to 3,400. Mr. Fantastic's flexible elongation is now from 2.5 to 5 meters, and it features a knockback effect. However, the recharge is up from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. And they buffed his ultimate so it does more damage now, but it takes longer to charge. And there's damage fall off depending on how far the enemy is from where Mr. Fantastic lands. Storm got nerfed with a damage fall off of her main attack Windblade at 30 meters, and it was changed from 70 to 60%. And her damage increase from Thunder has been dropped from 16% to 12%, so she does less damage. However, her allies' damage is increased from 8% to 10%. And her damage is also down 5% from Enhanced Thunder during weather control. And Star-Lord got a buff to how long he can fly around using Shift. Black Widow got an increase in her magazine from 8 to 15, almost double. Her ult doesn't slow people as dramatically, but it does give them 15% vulnerability so you can kill them faster. Hawkeye's base health changed from 250 to 275. The blast arrow got a nerf from 20 to 15, so it'll do less damage, but the spell field damage is increased. His slash attack cooldown got reduced 3 seconds from 15 to 12, and his ult got buffed because he can draw arrows faster, and the damage multiplier goes from 1.2 to 1.35. These are all the changes to the Duelist in Season 1.5 in Marvel Rivals.
Out of all those changes, I'm most excited about Iron Man's buff. How about you?
Somehow, Bucky did not receive any nerfs in this latest update, meaning he is now the best DPS in the game. Somehow, Bucky did not receive any nerfs in this latest update, meaning he is now the best DPS in the game. And today, I'm going to teach you guys how to play him like a one above all rank with in-game examples. Winter Soldier is a versatile DPS that can either play with his team to off-put tanks or off-angle to target DPS and supports.
Makator needs to play DPS every game, bro. This guy's the GOAT at Bucky.
This is going to be an advanced guide, and we'll already assume that you already know the basics of Bucky's kit. First thing I see with new Buckies is that they do the 180 hook tech incorrectly. What they will do is charge up their hook. This is wrong. And they will walk forward like this and then do their uppercut. When they're walking forward, when they're getting hooked in, you're going to take unnecessary harm. Instead, the correct way to do Bucky's 180 hook tech and feed a tank into your team is to go around the corner, charge up your hook, and as they're being hooked in, you're going to walk back, walk forwards, and then if you see Bucky go backwards like that, you've done the 180 hook tech correctly. And look how far I got this Groot. He's going to get instantly melted by your squad. It's going to take a little practice for you to get this consistently, but once you do, it's never going to leave you, and this is what it's going to look like at game speed. If you are mid to long range with Bucky, you are doing this simple combo. You are doing 3 shots, followed by your E into another 3 shots. That's his highest DPS output. A way to instantly activate your ultimate and not have that super long activation time is this. To perform this, we're going to do an uppercut, then walk underneath our opponent to do an instant ult activation. This is much harder to react to it. Also, Bucky's hook can interrupt things like Strange ult, Spider-Man's ult, Wanda's ult, also Penny ult. So as the game wears on, you need to be saving your hook for these abilities that can be interrupted. If a Strange ults you and your entire team and you get team wiped, guess what? That's your fault as the Bucky player. When off-angling with Bucky, be sure to use your hook to draw people out of position, then uppercut back into your team to get that shield and heals. If you're playing against the diver like Magic, Black Panther, Spider-Man, you are going to feast on Bucky with your hook and the slowness effect of your E. The most unfair thing about Bucky are his hooks. His ability to hook in 6 people at the same time, and then proceed to uppercut up to 6 people at the same time. It's just not fair at all whatsoever. The Thing is coming into the game and he won't be able to do this to him due to his passive, but I think Bucky will still be alright. He got no nerfs. In this situation, I take Magneto out of the Invisible Woman ult, and my team instantly melt him. On this map, you could hook tanks off the map. It's so overpowered. I hook Groot through his wall. His hooks are just way too good. So when do you want to ult as Bucky? Generally, I like to wait until all the defensive ults are off the table. My Cloak ult ends, so they put up their Invisible Woman ult. Gotta back up out of this. They have a Rocket ult as well, and I know I have my Invis ult coming up. Their Punisher is ulting right here, so he's a high priority target. He's the first person I'm going to target. They don't have a defensive ult, so they're pretty much going to get wiped by my Gens pretty quickly here. I would have got this Invisible Woman here, but I got pushed away, so my Gen chain ends. Also, your hook is very good at targeting characters like Rocket that are hard to hit. I thought that was going to kill him with those 2 shots, but we end up still getting him there. You're going to see a lot of Adam Warlocks this season, with him being the only support that got buffed in these newest patch notes. If he ults when you have your ult, that's the easiest team wipe of your life. All your abilities, you can hit 6 people at once, and they all spawn in with low health. That's just too easy. Probably the best thing about Bucky is that every time he uses an ability, yes, it reloads his gun, but it gives him a lot of overshield. I think it gives him way too much overshield. This character does not need this, but I start this again chain right here. That also gives you overshield, but I would have died right here if I didn't get that uppercut in right there, get that overshield to kill that Bucky and allow my healers to have time to heal me. Using Bucky's uppercut defensively will save your life. Here, this Moon Knight ult, so I instantly do the uppercut, and now I have my ultimate, so I could try to save this round here so we don't get 3-0'd. I put up this 5-piece on this again chain. This ultimate is just so cold, bro, and we save this round. Obviously, his infinite ammo team up with Rocket is absolutely insane. Start with the Rocket Slander, he's one of the best supports. Also, using your E when you have infinite ammo helps a lot because you can hit targets easier while you have your infinite ammo. Somehow, Bucky did not receive
Shout out to Make-A-Tour for that information for Bucky. Bucky should be a problem this season. Definitely going to try him out with those new combos.
I'm opening a portal.
There they are.
Pentagram of Piranha.
So close.
What a big brain play by Apex, looping both entrances at the end game to shut down any push.
Executioner! Good medicine. We must deliver this statue of Bast to T'Challa. Any else?
I shall have my revenge on Nala.
That is crazy.
Jury! Executioner!
The current score is 3.
Let's try this again.
I'm opening a portal.
There they are.
Pentagram of Piranha.
So close.
What a big brain play by Apex, looping both entrances at the end game to shut down any push.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. This was some of the craziest videos on Marvel Rivals. See you on the next one.